All right, I said I was gonna make videos and I haven't been making videos, so I'm gonna make a damn video. Cause a lot's happened since Memphis, and that was the last real update. A few things have happened since the Aurora Armory deck came out. There was an RTN season, there was a PT, there is now a PQ season, and there is a looming Aurora LL on the horizon, so I thought we'd go over all of that. Going back to RTN season, a few weeks ago, I played in my first ever RTN the Saturday after Memphis, and I ended up making top 4. So I qualified for Nats on my first go, and that was pretty sweet. One of our teammates, Jeff, actually won the event, and you can see him opening his banger gold foil in a video. Link in the description. Maybe I'll put it here if I know how to do that. Anyway, I played in one other RTN and ended up scooping a friend into the semis so that they got their invite, and that was pretty sweet. So overall, RTN season was great, and we're going to Vegas. Also, the PT happened, and I played in it. London was awesome. I had a great time. I got this dope hoodie. Check it out. It says Hunted on the back. Pretty sick. So that was already off to a great start to the weekend, and then we got to play in the PT. It was an experience. I made day 2, which I should be super excited about. It was awesome. Honestly feel like I could have done better, but it's my first one, and I have to just be happy with making day 2. Do a quick little recap, I guess. So day 1, CC, we started off 4-0 actually. We beat an Enigma, a Dio, a Zen, and a Mario. And then in the last round of CC for day 1, my brain just exploded. I don't really know what happened, but we played against Anu. I had a really good start, and then just completely forgot about a CLV draw, which put me way into tilt land.
What's going on? He can't attack. Is it? That cost him the game. That cost him the game.
And then it kind of fell apart from there. I forgot about a +1 to a surgical extraction. Just everything went bad. So ended up 4-1 in CC, and then had to win a draft game, which I was much less confident in, but I've been playing it a bunch, trying to shore up my weaknesses. I felt like Syndra was a comfort pick for me, and I knew that Syndra was like the least popular of the draft archetypes, so I was trying really hard to make sure I didn't end up just forcing Syndra. Played Fang in the first draft pod and went 0-2 into 1-2, so just barely made it into day 2 on like my last chance. And there was some really good Syndra decks going around, and looking back, I probably should have picked Syndra. Like, every draft pod, it seemed like nobody wanted to play Syndra, and then if you look back at some of the top 8s, I was seeing like a bunch of people like 3-0ing both pods with Syndra. So ironically, I feel like maybe I would have had a better draft performance if I had played Syndra. And then day 2, I 0-3'd the first draft, and that was it. And then I was happy to just spend the rest of the time hanging out with my partner and seeing London, and that was awesome. So Pro Tour went relatively pretty good. I lost some elo, but I don't care about that, I guess, because I have my Nats invite just off of top 4, so I don't need an ELO invite. And that brings us to ProQuest season. We're a week in. Enigma and Zen are gone now, and there's a whole bunch of speculation on what the format's going to look like moving forward. Is it going to be dominated by Guardians? Is Scepter Florian going to be the best deck? Aurora is still legal right now. She's at like 700 and something points, but she got an absurd amount of wins week 1 of ProQuest season, so now I am nervous that she's not going to be legal for Nats, and I need to start thinking about a plan B. Week 2 is going to tell us a lot more. Like, if Guardians come up in a big way, now that Enigma's gone, maybe they can keep Aurora down. She's still a really good deck. So we're going to see what week 2 looks like, and that should tell us with some certainty whether or not she'll be around for Nationals. I know there are 4 Battle Hardens between now and Vegas. There's a lot of potential for Aurora to LL, and then if that happens, I need to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Initially, my plan was to pivot into Florian. I don't necessarily want to play the Scepter OTK version, but I'll do it if it's one of the best decks, I guess. And then, randomly, I started building this deck for a friend, and then I was playing it on Talishar, and I was like, hang on, this deck's kind of sweet. Fang is dope. So maybe after Aurora goes, Fang is like playable. We'll have to see. But I've been really enjoying sending like 1-card 7s with Hunt's End and doing the Valiant Dynamo mini game. But focusing on Aurora still existing, I have my first ProQuest that I'm playing in this Sunday, and I'm obviously going to play Aurora. I'll throw the list in the description, but I'm not doing anything groundbreaking, and I still have a few days of testing to figure out a couple slots. Right now, I'm higher on Second Strike, which I haven't been playing in the past, but now that Enigma's gone, I feel like it got a little better. So we're going to try that. For a little bit of local tech, I know there are multiple prisms floating around my area, so I am going to play a couple Ninth Blades in the sideboard, just as like the best popper ever. I'm not playing Zap Clappers. I don't think it's good. I don't even like it in the mirror. I'm apparently approaching the mirror different than a lot of people, and I'm prepared to be very wrong. I'm not playing Tunic. I really value the 4-block on arms and chest whenever I need it. I prefer Snapdragons to Lightning Greaves. I don't really respect the whole AB1 thing, especially if it's just one every 3 turns with Tunic. I feel like that's so many off turns where you're not blocking snatches or burn-up shock turns. Same goes for Zap Clappers. We can try and force turns where they want to give us Zap Clappers without being able to do the CLV instant thing. And then if they have Tunic, that's another piece that they really don't want to block with, because then they have to just pitch a red to AB1, which is not where you want to be. A lot of people are on 3-0 blues, so I think Balance, Snaps, Carapace, Grasp is the preferred armor suite, and I'm ready to be wrong, but feeling confident going into this Sunday, so we'll see if I can Phantasm the Prisms and get under the Fatigue Victors. And then in a week or two, we'll know if Aurora's going to be playable for Vegas. Speaking of Vegas, I am so nervous about draft. I have a good group of people, so as soon as we have the cards, we're going to be drafting it as much as we can, but it's such a quick turnaround time, and it took me a while to figure out Hunted, so eyes on the prize for draft. If I can't play Aurora in Vegas, it's either going to be Florian or maybe Fang. ProQuest this Sunday. Hopefully gonna get me a gold foil with Aurora.